Good morning. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here with you today. Well, I'm always happy to be with you no matter what day it is. So before we begin, let's go ahead and kind of just prepare ourselves for doing our ohms. Let's just like let ourselves empty out. See what it feels like inside to have a little bit more emptiness in your head, just a little bit more emptiness in your heart. And just kind of let yourself just kind of breathe a little bit like you have the time for breathing. We breathe sometimes like we act like we don't have time. Quick, get it all in. Today, we just want to breathe naturally, slow, and feel that place in your heart like a sacred room, a sacred space where Om is always sounding. Whether you can hear it with your ears or not makes no difference. The sound of Om is always with us. So let us begin. Om. 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 Oops. Almost started doing the Gayatri. Okay, so back in my body here. So good morning. So our word for the month of February was the word love. And the particular saboteur of love was sorrow. A couple of people commented on it. Seemed a little funny that that word sorrow was a saboteur of love. But it's not like sorrow takes away from love. It's just that when we feel sorrow, many times it makes us feel like we don't have enough love and it hurts. Somebody has said something to you, or they didn't say something to you, or you didn't get something, or you did get something. There's so many reasons of how we end up with a feeling of sorrow in us. Somebody left us. We had to leave someone. Sorrow is one of those things that makes you crave love. You really do. We want love more when we have sorrow in our heart. We want love on that moment, on that day, more than we want anything else, even more than chocolate. Yeah. We want love. We want the feeling of love. Sorrow can make it feel like our heart has been ripped out of us. Like, will I be able to ever feel love again? To feel deep loss or regret. Regret can cause sorrow too when you realize, oh my goodness, my thoughts and my actions cause that person pain. And it makes you have that feeling of regret, that sorrow. See how close sorrow is related to love? And yet, sorrow is a wounding. It's a deep emotional wounding that we have. And when we neglect healing sorrow, it starts to get hard and create scarring inside of us. And this scarring can make us feel hostile in some ways to love because we feel like we've been too soft and that we've been taken advantage of in some way. And we start to harden ourselves and we can become very bristly. We can become hardened. We can become, don't talk to me. Our bodies can stiffen We can be empty of compassion for those who may not have enough food to eat. This can come from sorrow. When we feel like our heart has been broken and it got all hard inside, it makes us feel cheated. And then when we see a picture of somebody who's hungry, it doesn't touch our heart because we think, I feel like that too. I'm hungry. Maybe not for food, but for this or for that. And I'm not getting it. An interesting thing with sorrow, you must treat it. It has to be treated, or it can morph into this terrible combination of various forms of hatredness. And once that happens, you're in serious trouble because now you have to find your way home, and it's a lot longer than it was before. Love never goes away. No matter how hard the heart becomes, love never goes away. It can't. It's in every molecule, it's in every atom, it's in everything that you know about, that you don't know about. Love is in every little tiny little element in this entire universe. And here it is everywhere. And we look for it every day. Where is it? Have you seen my love? Do you have my love? Oh dear, where did I put that love? We feel empty so much so that it hurts us. When we feel the absence of love, you can really actually feel it in your heart. Your actual physical heart can actually hurt. That heaviness where it's like suddenly your heart gained weight and it's 5 pounds in your chest and it hurts because the love is there. But for some reason or another, we're resisting it. And like I've said before, some of you have heard it, maybe some of you have not, but there seems to be a resistance in every human being to healing. We all have this resistance. You know, you're feeling like if you're feeling a little peckish, so you want to have a little treat. So you pick the worst possible thing you could have, a salt bomb or a salt and sugar bomb. We know that's not good for us. Here we are feeling a little down, and how do we treat ourselves? Not in a good way. There's this interesting resistance to healing. And the same thing can be said not only of food, but of meditation. Has anybody here ever not had a resistance to meditation? No, of course not. We all have a resistance to it. And it's so interesting because the things that are good for us, we resist. The things that aren't so good for us, we stand in front of it and salivate. Oh my God, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Yeah, just this once. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And we even get excited about it and feel like, yeah, I deserve it. I want it. Yes. But do we do that when it comes time for meditation? Or when it comes to eating the healthiest food of the day? Not necessarily. So it's an interesting thing where we have this resistance to healing, is what I call it. It's almost like there's this fear inside of us that even doing the right thing won't take the pain away, that we'll be disappointed, that we'll still be empty, or maybe even have feelings of being bereft. And that fear becomes so strong inside of us that we avoid medicine, proper food, clean water, love that wells up inside of you that you want to give to somebody else who's hurting. It makes us not want to share because, it might be influenced by somebody else and they might hurt you. We've become terrified of pain. And yet, everybody has pain every single day in varying degrees. Every single person has pain. It can be in your body, in your mind, in your heart. I'm talking about your spiritual heart. And apparently, until we're enlightened, we all have pain because pain teaches us that we've gone too far away from love. too far away from it. We've resisted it too much. We feel sorrow when we have been left out or left behind. But we don't always feel sorrow when we allow ourselves to look at a picture on our phone of somebody in a foreign country being left behind, maybe hungry, maybe walking through a bombed out community. No, I don't want to look at that. No, I don't want to see that. I've had enough of that. They too have had enough of it. But it's important that we remember to see in them what's in us. To remember that that's how sorrow looks like. It looks like hunger. It does. When we have sorrow, we feel hungry for love. It makes us wonder, well, what really is love? Why can't we, if it's everywhere, why can't we just be with it? That's a great mystery, isn't it? It is. It's a great mystery. Why do we reject love? The thing that we want the most every moment of every day. And you know you want it. You think about it. Oh, if I only had this, I would be so happy. It would be so wonderful to feel this being with this person or being longing with that or having a friend to talk to or whatever it may be, you know? We all want that. But we're so afraid that we can't have it, that it creates a sorrow inside of us. And then that morphs into really hard-hearted thoughts. Like, oh, I've been rejected. I don't understand about that. What are people doing? You know, there's all these kinds of feelings that run through us. But what my question here is today, to each of us, myself included, is where is your love for your own self? Where is your compassion for your own pain? Where is that? Because we wait and wait and wait for someone to deliver love to our doorstep. We wait all the time. Well, this person, if they just loved me a little bit more, it would be better. I seem to do all the loving, and I'm not getting it back. I love all these people. I do all these loving things, and then nobody does anything for me. Well, if you have so much love to give to so many people, isn't it moving through you? Didn't you feel that love move through you before you gave it to somebody else? Because you can't give something that you don't already have. So when we feel like we've given so much love to somebody else and it wasn't returned, and so we feel empty and we complain about how empty we feel because it didn't come back to us, remember, you have enough to regenerate that again. Wait, what? It's not as much. It doesn't mean as much. It has to come from the outside in. Then I know I'm loved. I don't think so. Because I'm kind of venturing to say here that every single person that's present right now has been loved by somebody else. You've experienced loving thoughts, loving words, loving gestures from somebody else. But in the moment that we gave it to one particular person and we didn't feel it come back, suddenly we feel like we've never had it before. Or we feel like we can't generate it again. And these feelings, once you convince yourself that you don't have enough love, it can harden your heart. And that's the thing that we have to look out for. Unhealed sorrow can morph into arrogance, to apathy, to jealousy, to all kinds of things, selfishness. These things are all based on fear. And the one thing that love doesn't have is any fear. There's no fear in the recipe of love. whatever love is made up of, no fear is there. It's fearless. Love is fearlessness. So each of us have fear. We do. But each of us have love. And they're not the same thing. We're fear of not being seen, fear of whatever it may be. Fear I won't have my needs met, my goals met, my visualizations won't happen, my intentions won't happen. I won't I won't get respected. But all along, we have our own individual self to help ourselves with. By treating ourselves to feelings of integrity, we feel better about ourselves, even if we've been rejected by somebody else. If you don't cultivate that place inside of you where you feed yourself love, no matter how much is pointed your way, it won't have that healing that you really desire. Because you have love already inside of you. You know you do. Because you're complaining that you keep giving your love and it doesn't come back. So that's the evidence that you have love inside of you, that love has come your way. You've stored it away like a little squirrel. It's in there. It's in your little home. It's just that sorrow makes us believe a falsehood because you have so much pain when you feel sorrow. You feel like there is no love, or how unfair it is that you feel this way. It makes us forget about other people's pain, makes us forget about their sorrow. Because why should I care about them when I'm feeling like this? It's hard to be a human being because it requires us to be intelligent. You know? I mean, really, it's hard to be a human being. You have to be intelligent. You have to practice intelligence. You have to get smarter every day. I mean, life just smacks you up on the side of the head and says, hey, pay attention. Get smart today. Stop doing that. Stop thinking how bad that you feel and that you don't even want to see anybody else, that it distresses you when you see a picture of somebody who's hungry. Of course it does. But you don't have to be upset, like angry at them about it, that your day has suddenly had this little dark spot on it. Mm-mm. Love is for the discovery. It's always with us. It just plays hide and seek with us. It's like, come find me. Uh-huh. Where do you think I went? Oh, yeah. Am I under here? Oh, no. Am I over here? No. Oh, but she just said it's everywhere. So let me go back. There is love there. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, here. Yes. I feel it there too. It's always there. One of the things I feel like we have to really work on spiritually is getting rid of that feeling of unworthiness. Yeah, no, that person's loved, but I'm never going to be loved like that. No, I feel unworthy or, empty, neglected. And I'm not saying that a person who is, let's say, very elderly and they lost all of their loved ones and they're not really quite sure what tomorrow's going to be. I'm not saying to them, hey, love's inside, wake up. Mm-mm. I'm saying that picture that I just gave you, the picture of the elderly person with nobody because they're all gone and they don't know what they're going to do, they don't know where they're going to eat. That person lives inside you too because we act like that. We act like nobody sees us. But that person that I'm telling you about, they have to find love too. And it's much easier to live on this planet if we're willing to see people that are suffering like that. We'll all get along so much better if we're willing to see sorrow in another person. Because sorrow has this interesting love affair with love. And when you see sorrow in another person, it brings out love from you. It does. It can. Maybe it didn't do that yesterday for you, but it can tomorrow. When you see somebody holding up a little sign that says, I'm hungry, and then feel that jolt inside of you to look away and feel a little upset about it in kind of an angry way, that's one way to respond. Another way to respond is to give a gift of a donation. That's one way to respond. Another way to respond is to call on prayer and ask that this person experience love today. I really like to pray. It's just one of my favorite things to do. It's on my mind throughout the day. I've even woken up from a dream in a prayer. It's something that I love to do because to me it's the story of love. It's like reading a book about love. When you pray for someone, now you have a new character in your book of love. And you're calling on the divine to give that person a gift today, to let them feel love. And even if the person doesn't feel it, if I send it to them, it arrives every time because that's the nature of love. We manufacture it inside of ourselves and it moves through us. And as it moves through us, it touches every part of our being until we have so much of it, it rolls off of us out into the world. And one of the ways to get that love to move through us even quicker is to pray for other people. If you hear about a country that's having distress, don't just think about the name of the country. Remember that those are human beings that live behind the name of that country. Send them love, if you wish. No resistance. You see, this resistance to healing we have of ourself, just eating properly, just taking care of ourselves, it becomes such a habit that we now have a resistance to healing others merely by sending them love. There's an interesting resistance to love. And our lives as individuals will improve so much more if we tell ourselves, I don't want to resist love anymore. No. There are so many humans and animals, birds, insects, fish, that are all hurting. Everything's changing. We know the weather is changing. It doesn't need to be political. I don't even understand how that even happened, but oh well. We know that things are changing and that there are species of beautiful creatures out there that are having a hard time. Their home, their air, their water, their land is under siege by our greed. And instead of being sorrowful, we get prideful. Well, doesn't matter. We're the humans. We're in control. We need this. You see how sorrow can morph into arrogance? So it's very important that we treat sorrow with love every single day. We all have sorrow, and it's very important that we help ourselves to send love, because as you send love to others, like I said, it moves through you. So every part of you gets filled with love. You get treated, you get a love treatment every time that you send love to somebody. We can call it prayer, we can just call it sending love. But you get a healing, you get a treatment of love every time you send love to another person or persons or an animal. You get better, you get stronger, and we're not afraid as much. The events that have happened in this last few months around the world, in our own home, our own country, have brought so much sorrow. The people that I sit with during the day talk to me about how they feel about what's going on in the world. We all feel it. It's not enough just to be shocked by it. It's not enough. And if you feel yourself being repulsed or repelled by it, it's understandable. But it won't help you, and it won't help your loved ones, and it won't help those that you don't even know that need love. We have to be careful about how we treat sorrow, or we won't want to treat it. We won't want to help the world. We won't want to help each other. We'll get stuck in the scarring of untreated sorrow. We'll be stuck, and we'll feel resentful about wanting to help somebody else. We'll forget that there are children and elderly people all over the world who are completely bereft of being treated with love. This is not who we are. It won't take much from you, really. In fact, every ounce of love that you give out to another person, you replenish it immediately. You are never, ever giving something that doesn't give back to you. I've been doing my job for over 40 years. And these past few weeks, is the first time I have heard from nearly every person that I sit with how upset they are about what's happening in the world. You probably are talking to people about it too. And I'm asking you to remember that your essence is love. And just because there's so much going on, don't even think that we're ill-equipped to deal with it, because we are not. That's a mistaken thought. Each of us have love, and that love is endless, because like I said, every time you get it to go inside of you, to give it to somebody else, it replenishes and replenishes and replenishes, because it never goes away, because it's in every atom in this entire universe. There is enough love for us to heal every sorrow on this planet before it morphs into hate. We can help ourselves every single moment to get stronger in our awareness that love lives inside of us. It is alive and well. And it is to be used, it is to be sent to others. It is to be sent out into the atmosphere. You will never be left without it by giving it away. It is the one thing that you can afford to give away every single day, every single day. every single day. It's important to remember that this word prayer is a word that is offensive to some people. It's delightful to others. I don't really have another word really to express what I'm saying except to use that prayer, that word prayer. It means that we remember that the air around us is filled with love. And there are beings that are so much more developed than even us as human beings are, that live amongst us in the air. They are only invisible to our eyes. And they too manufacture love every moment of every day. Sometimes we call them masters. Sometimes we call them gods, saints, goddesses. They exist. For us to think for one moment that this is the highest life form in the entire universe, only alive on this planet, not when you leave the planet, but just when you're here, oh, come on, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. We can go deeper than that. We can see farther than that. As we ask for help from the divine forces that live invisible to our eyes, we uplift everyone on this planet and everything, every idea, every sorrow gets graced by love. Sorrow is not a culprit. It's sort of like a thermometer. It tells you, oh, you're in the red zone, you're in the danger zone. You need to come to your own rescue. You need to get that fever down so that you can start to really heal better. You know that people all over the world are talking about everything that's going on. You know this. You know this. Because we're part of those people who are talking about it. And it needs to be spoken about. But we must be very, very careful not to speak about it with hatred in our hearts. We have to be more disciplined than that. We don't have to be. But if you want to be strong and kind, if you want to have enough love in your heart where you really feel it, even though you don't feel it from others in this moment, when you send it to someone else, it reminds you that you have enough, not only for yourself, but to give to somebody else. It's really important to share this love. If you live in a household where people will make fun of you if you say that you're going to pray for them or for any other or any other persons, I say keep it a secret. You may not agree with me, and that is more than fine. You do not have to say that you are praying for other people. I know that people get backlash for that. It's odd to me, but just because it's odd doesn't mean it isn't happening. Just because it's odd to me doesn't mean other people are harmed by it, because they are. The style of prayer makes no difference. No difference. The only thing that's required is intention. Intention to send love. Maybe you have a dog or a cat. Send them love. You say, oh, no, they know they're loved. Because it's easier to love animals than it is to love humans. I've heard lots of times people have said to me, "Oh, I love animals, not humans, though." This is coming from a human about other humans, about their own self. They don't even know they put themselves in there. What I hear, I love animals, but not myself. Or you could love animals even more by loving yourself. Because as you treat your own self with dignity, you'll understand even how to be even more dignified with them. You never want to leave yourself out of the equation of love because you're needed, you're loved. And if you feel like the example I had before of somebody who's outlived everybody around them and they feel really scared, it's important for us to remember that human lives come in such a diversity of stories. And when I think about this character that I just made up for you, who has nobody but themselves, has forgotten themselves too. You never want to be in a position where you forget yourself. You need you. You need you. And other people need you so that you can help them too. hmm We are definitely in times that we must not give in to hate. No matter what you're thinking right now, what is she thinking? Why is she telling us we can't hate? Hate all you like. But you won't feel better, and your loved ones won't feel better, and your friends won't feel better, your dogs and cats won't feel better. Nobody will feel better because the sorrow inside of you have morphed into a scarring process, and you must heal yourself so that you don't live like that. You don't deserve to live like that. We don't deserve to live in hate. It destroys our minds, our bodies. It destroys how we speak to other people, other minds, other bodies. It makes us not care. It makes us go to war. It's a terrible thing. We've been having war for thousands of years. Did it work? Why are we still doing it? It doesn't work. To kill, to massively do that? What is to be gained? What is the prize? There is none. And for some reason or another, we refuse to treat sorrow and we let it morph into hate. Don't let anyone take your peace from you. Practice peace every day inside of your heart. If you practice peace, you're practicing love. It'll keep you clean inside. It'll keep your mind strong. It'll keep your heart strong. It will keep you creative and give you ideas on what other things that you can do to make the world a better place. And if you say to yourself, it's not enough, so I'm not even going to bother, think again. Do the littlest part and do it with your heart. Do the littlest thing. And it'll make this big of a difference if you do it with your heart. And doing it with your heart sometimes means you don't tell anyone that you've done it. You don't tell people. You don't have to. Because I sit with so many different people. I hear all these different stories, and there are people who, oh my gosh, if my family knew that I was giving $1 to this homeless person, they would get so mad at me. Well, like I said, you don't have to tell them. You don't have to ever tell a single soul that you did something nice for somebody else. You never even have to vocalize it. And I think this is a hard thing for a lot of people to hear. Because we feel like if I'm doing a good thing, I need to shout it from the mountaintops and let people know what I'm doing. I don't think that's true at all. If you want to, that's totally up to you, but it certainly isn't necessary. To give anonymously, to really help someone anonymously, is very powerful. It's very, very powerful. It means you can stand on your own. You don't need to be complimented on your spirituality because your intentions are true and you know you have enough love to give away. And you don't have to tell anybody about it. You can shout it from the rooftops. I would cheer you on if I saw you doing that. But you don't have to say a word. You can pray for people when you're in your car and you see them on the sidewalk. You can pray for people in the grocery store that you see that are limping. Or maybe sometimes I stand behind people in the grocery store line. I know I always use little everyday stories to tell, but that's how we are, you know. But I've stood behind people in the store and felt their pain, not once or twice, but many times. Takes this much effort from me to just ask the Divine One to remove their obstacles to their peace, peace, peace. And it's true, whether it's me or it's you, when you do that, this thought generates, and it moves out and it touches that person. And it actually comes back to you because everything is circular in the universe. And you get a healing. And as you get a healing, it makes you more understanding towards when you see suffering around you. Instead of just looking away or saying, I've had enough, I can't look at it anymore. I'm not saying you need to hurt yourself and look at bad things all day long. I hope I'm not giving you that message. All I'm saying to you is this game with babies, boo, you know, this game is for babies. We have the ability to see sorrow and feel it and know that it won't harm us to see it. It will warm us and remember that we're strong enough, we're filled enough to give love. And it doesn't even cost a dime. It won't even take from your energy because it'll return back to you and you'll end up with more energy than you had before. You see, everything about love makes everything better, but yet we resist it. It's hard to see our own pain in your family, the pain in your neighborhood, maybe, wherever it may be. It's hard. But to ignore it, to pretend it's not there, it'll harden your heart. And you don't want that. I really promise you, you do not want your heart to harden. It's way too painful. As that with people whose hearts were so hard, it's painful to witness that in another person. The love in their heart is there. They have enough love to melt the hardness that they're going through. They're just unaware of that. You never want to lose your awareness that you have love, that you are love, that love is the best medicine there ever was. Nothing can be improved on love. Nothing. Love is what makes people want to develop medicine. Love is the basis of all goodness that you will ever see. It makes us share. It makes us want to grow good food. It makes us want to have clean water. It makes us want to have fairness in our trade with one another. It wants us to make sure that employer and employees are both treated well. Love is the nature of all good things that happen everywhere. But it needs us to keep it flowing. So remember that sorrow, to me, sorrow is like, it's like when your belly, you haven't had anything to eat and you didn't eat your breakfast this morning and you didn't eat lunch and you're out and you're still not eating and suddenly it's only been since yesterday, but you feel it. You feel that pain, that little bit of hunger. And you know that food will help you. So remember, the next time you feel hungry in your heart, you feel like you haven't been seen, you feel like you haven't really been treated well, maybe for days or weeks. You have a pantry of love inside of you, but you have to practice to be able to feel it. You have to practice giving it away because it has to move through you. It has to nourish you. It has to heal you as it moves through you out to heal others. If you remember to send love to others, you will not be hungry for love. And as we eliminate that kind of hunger, it can help us to find solutions on how to eliminate hunger, physical hunger. It can help us to do all the things that need to be done. Really, we think it's through our brains. No, it's through our souls. We master what's here on the earth through our soul, not through our brain, not through the beating heart, but who you are inside of this body. And you need love because you're made of love and you need to give it. And over this next month, as we're into March, the word that we're going to focus on, if you choose, it's going to be an extension of what we're talking about today, but it's empathy. And the saboteur of empathy is apathy, at least for the month of March. And I hope that every day you ask yourself about empathy. What can I learn new today about empathy? How can I feel it in another person? People will tell me, I have so much empathy that I don't want it because it hurts. But all pain, all sorrow can be treated with love. I hope I'm not making it too simple. It's simplistic, but it's not simple. Because you have to practice and apply it, and you will resist it. But you have to see that resistance and know that it's just fear telling you that it won't come back or it won't make a difference. And just break through those boundaries. Let's push right through and send that love out. We all need it. We do. You can say it specifically for people, for animals, for countries, for whatever you want to do, or not. You can just blast it out for everyone. A free for all, a little love free for all. Do it however you want because you're an individual And we need your creativity to send it in any way that you want and as often as you want. But if you know that you need it, always give to somebody else what you need. If you feel unseen today, send love to all those who also feel unseen today. May we all be seen together. It doesn't really take a lot of effort to get rid of the hoopla of effort that hate generates. We can do this. I'm not quite sure that we have another option. So I'm asking that you treat your sorrow. You treat yourself to more love. Take care of yourself. Be loving with you. You're very valuable. You earned your life on this planet as a human being. You must be doing something right. So we want to take care of that. Take care of it and remember that every other soul that's on this planet, they too earned their right to live on this planet as a human being. And that even though we don't understand them, they too are made of love. Just because they don't know it doesn't mean you don't know it. You know you're made of love. Those that cause the greatest harm, they do not know. They are made of love. They do not know this. No. When we harm people on mass scales, we do not know we are made of love. So things for you to ponder on about love, particularly as we go into our next month's word, empathy. Because empathy is an expression of love. You know, we say now, I'm an empath. Everybody's an empath because we're human beings. It is our nature to be empathetic. It is our nature. It is who we actually are. Everybody's an empath. It's like saying, I'm a human. I'm an empath. Yes, you are a human empath. Or an empathetic human, any way you want to word it, but one doesn't go without the other. So you are already an empath. And even those who don't know that they have love or that they're made up of love, they too are empaths. So know that when you feel pain, you feel the pain of others, and you recognize that this is empathy. Don't tell yourself, this is too much, this is awful, this is horrible. You tell yourself, let's get busy and start producing some love. Because I'm feeling the pain of the apathy that's out there. Let me get busy and produce some love. Send it out so it moves through me, out through all other people. And don't forget the animals. Don't forget the animals. They too need love. Goodness gracious, they have to live with humans. And you know how we are. They need help. The fish need help. The birds need help. They need help. They live here with humans. And we think that, we're dominating or something. I don't know what we think, but always remember to pray for the animals. And don't forget the rivers and the mountains. Don't forget food supplies. Send love to all the food, that it goes to people and to animals. It goes where it needs to be. See? We have more power than we think because people are taught, no, it means nothing. Doesn't mean anything. To pray means nothing. Again, remember that if you hear this from someone, all it means is that they have untreated sorrow. They have untreated sorrow. So they have forgotten that love heals every ailment in any degree, and it continues to heal way beyond what we think because it never stops. So treat that sorrow. Treat yourself to some love. Help yourself to breathe in and tell yourself, it's all right. Yeah, I hurt, but it's all right. And there are other people who hurt like I do today, so I'm going to treat them to some of the love I'm treating myself with today. You'll feel better. You'll feel better. And if you feel better, we all feel better. So let's make sure that when we do our ohms, do it from your heart. When you pray, when you do ohms, when you sit for meditation, when you do your affirmations or your chanting or your mantras, if you do it just like this, like, okay, da 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 da, you only get the job done. That's not enough. Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Say it with your heart. Every time you sit to practice love, even if it's for 5 minutes because you're waiting on your children to come out of school, you're sitting in your car, you know you have 5 minutes before those little chillins jump in your car. Well, you treat yourself to 5 minutes of love. And everybody on that school campus will be treated to it too. See what I'm saying? So now we'll do 3 ohms together, and you do it straight from your heart, okay? Om. 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 And remember, if you want to stay for meditation, we are here. We'll do it at 5 minutes past the hour. Thank you so much for being here today. Peace be with you. Namaste.